Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online Let's Talk video with me, Sherman. Today guys, I'm not even going to be releasing any builds today, and I'll be honest with you, the reason why is because I want to be clarifying on something, and I want some things to kind of soak in on people, because a lot of people don't see my perspective. See, being a playing person, I see the game in a different way. And I'm going to bring this up even though it's going to probably irritate some people. When it comes to the end game, a lot of people go, why are you so focused on end game? Why do you keep focusing on end game? The reason I focus on end game because I play all aspects of the game. See, I play PvE Overland, world bosses, delves, public dungeons, normal dungeons and veteran dungeons, and I play trials, and I play PvP. Now, I don't play to be a score running uber god. I don't care about the score of a trial or the score of Maelstrom Arena. What I care about is learning how to play my character the most effective I can so I can play in any content that's available to me. And I have to learn how to do that. See, and a lot of people don't understand how to do that because nobody's showing them how. They're showing them only how to play one aspect of the game. If you look on YouTube and you look for guides on how to complete a dungeon, they're going to tell you these are the best roles to use or the best builds to use to complete that dungeon. And they're going to show you the best builds. They're not going to say, oh, this is what you need to get started with your character. This is what you need to do once you get to this point. And this is what you need. This is what you can do once you get there. They're instead saying, you need to do this here at the end. And it's like, okay, so I gotta have all this uber sets to play that content, but I don't know how to get those sets because nobody's showing me what sets to use to get there. And the sets they do show me to use are sets that, if they're that good to where I can play that content effectively, why am I gonna change 3, 4, 5 different, 6 different sets when I can just pick the sets I want to use for my character and set them up how I want to play them and play them? See, that's what a lot of people don't understand about me is I don't care about the score. I could care less. If I want to play for score, I'm going to play the meta. That's it. I don't care about score. And there's a reason why I don't. I'm a role player. I only care about winning the content, like beating it, period. I don't care about doing it the best ability I can because my character can only do so much, even by themselves. And I'm going to show you guys proof about what I'm talking about. And see, a lot of people have been asking me, Sherman, are you going to make solo builds? No, because every character I've shown you can be played solo. See, I'm going to go over here to the Depths of Malatar. And I'm not doing this, like I said, I'm not doing this to be mean or rude. I want to try and get you guys to understand that even if your character is a damage-dealing character, you can still set them up to be solo. And you can still play them solo. Even as a healer character, like a support-based character, you can be a solo character. And you can play them as a solo character. Even if you play a tank character, you can set them up to be solo-based. That's what I've shown you. When I show you how to play them in different roles, from tank to healer to damage dealer, all I'm showing you is how to change them into a perfected version of those roles. But I'm not going to do it with this character. I'm going to leave this character as a damage dealer, and I'm going to go in here and show you how I can play it as a solo character. Now, I am in normal difficulty, but I challenge anyone to run this on normal with just purely a damage dealer build. Purely damage dealer. No support skills, no heals, just damage skills only. And I want to see you beat this content. Because I challenge you. If you can do that, you are a masterful player and I respect you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not that skilled. So I have to use tools in a different way that allow me to play the game more effectively as a more supportive type character. So I'm going to adjust my character here. And I'm not going to change my CP. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to change my character's ability to play the way I need him to. And I'm just going to make them more solo friendly. Now I'm using a standard damage dealer setup, but with a twist. Because of the way I have my character set up, the gear sets. And I'm going to show you guys the gear sets. So I'm running Scyllatrix, I'm running Night Mothers, and I'm running Sword Dancers. Okay? These are the sets I'm running on this character. This thing is purely made to be a damage dealer. That's it. But because of the way I set my character up, with the enchants and the traits and the Mundus Stones and everything else, my character can play a little bit more effectively in different things. Because I set them up to do that. And all I did was made them a solo character. I thought they died. Now people say, I want to see proof that you can play these characters like you say. I can't do any better than this because I'm not in a group. See, I don't have a group of people on PTS playing with me all the time like some people. I have to go in here and I have to do this stuff alone. And I have to learn how to do it alone. Because I don't have the group to do it. Because it takes time for me to organize a group of people to come get on PTS to play this content. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, Sherman, this doesn't prove anything. This doesn't prove that you can work in a group. You're right, it doesn't. But here's the thing you have to understand. Just imagine if I was in a group playing like this. Would I not have greater survivability and understanding of my character and their ability to play and what abilities I can and can't use? Well, yeah, because I'm using those abilities right now to play this way. So this way I can be more survivable. I can learn more about the content and the way it works by just doing it. That's something you don't see a lot of people doing. Why? Because nobody's showing them how. And remember, I'm using a standard damage dealer type setup, but I'm sitting here tanking, doing damage, and healing all at once. See, that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you solo play, you have to be a tank, a healer, and damage dealer all in one. In order to be effective at solo, that's what you have to do. You can't just play a damage dealer and go, oh, I'm going to solo all the content just with all my DPS abilities. No, you have to use other abilities that are going to keep you alive. Why? Because that's the way the game is made. I'm gonna wander a little bit. I'm not gonna wander too far because I want to get my stamina up, so when I go to fight him again, I have a bigger stamina pool. Now he is wandering around in here. He is walking through this area. So I'm going to let my potion cooldown come off, and then I'm going to activate it so I can get my resources built up a little bit better. And then I'm going to go hunt him down. But I'm going to make sure my bone shield is up. Because if he grabs me, he's going to start sucking life out of me. He doesn't heal himself with it, fortunately, which is good. And see, when I show you how to play this character as a tank, I'm just showing you how to play it effectively as a tank. As effective as the game will allow me to make him as a tank. That's it. If I show you how I'm going to play this character as a healer, it's the same thing. I'm going to show you what the healing skills and abilities my character has, because that's the most effective thing I can do. And see, a lot of people say that I'm misinforming people by showing them how to play this way, because this isn't how the game's meant to be played. But it's exactly how the game's meant to be played. See, because you've got to learn how to play your character to the best ability you can based on your ability to play that character. And then you can do things like that where you can beat the boss because you learn how to face it by yourself. Now I can come in here with a group and I have more understanding of how the mechanics work in a group setting because I soloed this thing. I know how it works to solo this. Now if I wanted to, do I have other heals besides this one I can use? Yep, I can go over here to the Alliance War, and I can grab Echoing Vigor and put it on my bar. And I can use this as my self-heal, and this heals me over time. So I can play through this whole dungeon on normal because I already have the ability to do that. I already set my character up to be able to do all that stuff. And this is a warden. Now I can do this with any class. Why? Because I taught myself to play every class. I'm also going to change my food because I'm going to need better recovery in the next encounter. And it's going to lower my health, so I've got to be a little bit more careful too. Alright, next boss encounter part. Kind of. Oh, I died. Oh! Because I didn't hit my vigor before I swapped bars. That's fine. These guys are a joke. But see, this is what I'm talking about. People say they want to see proof about what I say I can do with a character, and I show them all the time. And it doesn't seem to click in that I'm actually doing that. That's what I'm doing when I show you guys how to play the characters and all that kind of stuff. And it's not because people are dumb or stupid, because they're not. People just don't see the same perspective or understanding that I do. Wow, I keep forgetting these things keep spawning until I break the crystal or get up to the crystal thing. So I'm just going to go up to it and activate it. The shard. Maybe they do just keep coming around and bugging the crap out of me. I've only played through this a few times in a group, so... And I played through this earlier with my Tempest Barbarian. Soloed it. Like, soloed the whole thing. On normal. And like I said, it doesn't mean that I'm the best player in the world. It just means that I have experience with this character, and I know how to play them because I know the tools of my character's trade, basically. Unfortunately. No, I'm gonna get you before you silence me, dude. Now, could I eventually learn how to solo this on Veteran? Yeah, if I spend the time in here and learning how to run it on Veteran difficulty and practicing it on a regular basis. That's kind of the purpose of the game, is to practice and learn to be better with your character. And I'm not going to keep going on. I'm just going to show you guys, like, yes, I could probably solo this if I spent the time learning more about the mechanics in here and how things work. Does this prove anything? Yeah, it just shows you what I can do. I mean, I'm not the most skilled player. I'm already showing you that because I have to use other tools to keep myself alive. Now, a lot of people will say, well, all I need is vigor, and I can solo that. Well, if you're that good of a player, then you're that good of a player. I'm not. I need things that give me survivability. I need things that give me resource management. I need the tools necessary to be an effective player. And look at the sets I'm using. Again, Scyllatrix, Night Mothers, and Sword Dancers. I have 2 Trirunes on this with weapon damage. I have a Bloodthirsty Necklace with stamina recovery. On the helm, I have Sturdy with Tri-Stat. I have Reinforced on the body with Tri-Stat. I have Sturdy on the legs with Tri-Stat. On the smaller pieces, I have all Divines. I am using the Lover Mundus Stone. I have 32k stamina with 18k health and 12k magicka, and I have a 1337 stam recovery when I used Dubious Cameron Throne. I have 2560 weapon damage on the front bar with a 2445 weapon damage on the back bar. If you go in here and you look, you can see I go to 3721 weapon damage, 52% crit, and my penetration value is 8,857. These enemies in here have 18,200 resistances, but I'm still tearing them apart. You know why? Their health pools are super low compared to what they are in Veteran. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to go over back here, and I'm going to use this same setup, and I'm going to parse on a target skeleton with the setup it is now. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to leave it as is, and I'm going to go parse on a target dummy. And then I'm going to set it to DPS, and then I'm going to show you what the parse is like. Now, you got to remember, I was playing this thing to my most effective in that dungeon just now. And that's because I was playing it to the most effective. I mean, I was beating the content. That's what matters to me. See, that's the thing about the difference between a meta player and a role player. A role player doesn't care. And it's not just role players, it's casual players as well. So I did 20k DPS. That's not very good, right? That's horrible. That's not even going to be good enough for doing trials or anything on Veteran mode. But I can take this same character, go back to that dungeon in Veteran mode, and still play it to the effectiveness of my character. But you got to remember, Veteran mode's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more challenging. Now, let's say I was in an organized group playing this same build. This is what my DPS would look like. And I'm going to go ahead and throw up a few bone shields and things like that. And I'm still pulling 20k. But you know what? I can probably get up to 30k if I'm really skilled with this. And that's just playing this way. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you this as a pure, full-on DPS, no support skills whatsoever. And I'm going to show you the difference. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to reset my skills to be more damage-orientated. Like how I would play this normally if I was playing this as a damage dealer. Alright, there we go. Now I'm set up more for a damage dealer. Now this thing has already taken some damage down here, which is fine. I should still be able to get a decent result out of it. Alright, 34k. That was 34,000 DPS on that. And that's with the damage dealer, more of a damage dealer setup. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing on this. Now you got to remember, I'm still using the buffs from this. So and remember, I don't have the greatest rotation capabilities. And I keep forgetting to use my potions and everything else. Now that was roughly anywhere between 30 and 35. With a skilled player that can do a rotation really good, you're probably looking about 40k DPS. That's 40,000 damage per second with a build that is designed with what most people consider really bad sets for a damage dealer. But see, I can keep Major Fracture up 100%. I can keep this up almost 100% on its activation. This will go off 100% because it's 100% always active for dual wield damage. See, I don't use Dawnbreaker on the front bar. I use Thrive in Chaos because this does 31,160 physical damage over 8 seconds. And if I have my buff, if I have my weapon damage buff, this thing does 33,855 weapon damage. Now when I have all the buffs, like Vigor, all that, you know, Minor Courage, Major Courage, that's what it looks like. That thing does 38,000 damage over 8 seconds. Now let's take a look at Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker does 12,000 damage and 13,000 over 6 seconds. It does increase my weapon damage by 5%, or yeah, 5%. But I don't need that extra weapon damage on the front bar because I'm already getting 450 for all my dual wield abilities. That means this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all getting boosted by 450 weapon damage. This is the only ability that's not being affected by that. And I'm only using this because this thing does a lot of damage. And this thing is a damage dealer. Now, if I wanted to set this character up to be a tank, I could equip a sword, a shield, and this on the back bar, because this is how I have my character set up to tank when I'm playing it, a tank. Change my skills around to be more tank orientated. And I know what's going to happen. People are going to say, "Well, that doesn't make that a really effective tank. That's really like a dumb tank." And okay, if you think it's a dumb tank, that's cool. You can think that all you want. But you know what? It does the job because it's designed to work this way. See, because I have the tools available to make it work a certain way. Now this is normal. Now you got to remember, in normal, this is just entering the basics of this, okay? And I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to take a beating and everything else. I could switch to veteran and show you the same thing. But it doesn't mean that the character's bad. It just means that the character is meant to work in different ways. See, the reason why I made this character this way, to be focused mostly on dual wield, is because that's where I wanted it to take its advantage from, is from dual wield, primarily. And I'm going to use tri-stat pots, so... And look at that, 20k health. And I'm doing this with Dubious Cameron Throne as my food, not Tri-Stat food. Now if I use Tri-Stat food, I'm going to get a little bit higher, if I can get it to work, a little bit higher in stats and everything, which is great, because I can still take advantage of those higher stats. And I'm only just showing you this so you can see for yourselves. Now you got to remember, if somebody's really skilled with the character, they can do a lot more than what I can. This is just showing you the basics. Like I said, this is pretty much just it. Now I just took on the trash coming into this dungeon again, and yes, I can probably solo the boss because I know how this character works like this. Because I've already done this. Now, if I can do this on normal, just imagine what I can do in a group. Because a group's going to do this a lot easier. Because we're going to have higher DPS output. We're going to have higher healing output. And I'm not going to have to rely on healing myself as much. I can actually use other abilities because I'm using more solo abilities to make my character more effective to play this by myself. I'm taking on the ability to play more tank, healer, and damage dealer. Because I have to. That's what you do when you solo play. Nice thing is that I can use that and I can just heavy attack to get resources back for a little bit. Now I'm just going to go ahead and let this thing kill me because I don't want to go through this like 100 times showing you guys this. I can even do this with a healer, with this character set up to be more of a healer. And I don't even have to change anything because it's a warden. Wardens can play stamina-based healers. They're the only class that can. And again, if I'm going to come in here solo and still be a healer, I can do that. But that's the whole point of this, is just to show you guys. Like, a lot of people assume that a person can only play the game based on playing a tank, a healer, and damage dealer. And that's because that's all they know. That's what they keep getting shown. When you go and look online and you're looking for information on this game, what do you get shown? You get shown how to play a tank, a healer, or damage dealer. You don't get shown how to play a character. Because that's what you play. See, this is just a tool that says, hey, I'm going to play in an organized, balanced group. I'm going to be the tank. That's it. Or I'm going to be the healer. And I can change that. And I don't even have to change my stuff. All I have to do is change back to what I was using before. and all I have to do is adjust my skills to fit that playstyle. So in this case, I'm going to go with the dual wield. I'm going to take Blood Craze. I'm going to take Rapid Strikes. I'm going to take Deadly Cloak. I'm going to put Vigor right here. And then I'm going to go to my class abilities. I'm going to grab Green Balance. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put this on the back bar. And I'm going to put this on the front bar. And then on the back bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just some bow abilities. So we're going to grab Weapon, Bow. We're going to grab Magnum Shot. And we're going to grab Acid Spray. And that's it. And then I'm going to go back in there and I can fight that boss forever. Because I know how much stuff my character has. Oops, I need this. And then I'm going to grab my power pots again. Because, see, this is what I can do. I can take advantage of that higher stam recovery and the stam abilities that I can heal with. Like this and this. And if I do need an extra heal or something, I can always go to the Undaunted and grab Overflowing Fountain. And I can put it, say, right here. And just use Acid Spray as a way of adding some extra DPS for myself. And to keep my weapon and spell damage up higher. So this way I can take advantage of my healing capabilities that way. Now I'm going to buff, just like I would any other time. I couldn't swap bars. The game, my thing bugged out. I don't know what was going on. I was hitting the button to swap bars. It wasn't working, so I'm going to try this again. And this is what it means, trial and error. Is you can only do what the game, you know, pretty much what you can do. You can't sit here and do everything, so. And remember, I'm a healer, but I'm built for more support and damage dealing capabilities, because that's what my class is done like. I need a super heal, boom, and I can stay in this. And I die. But I have soloed this just like that. And that's all I'm showing you guys. Again, is I'm just showing you that I can play this character in a lot of different roles. And I don't need to change much. See, every character I showed you could do this. Because I designed them to work that way. I designed them to work a certain way. To where if you wanted to play just like this, you could. You just had to use the tools available to give you that option. Now I'm going to run and get myself repaired, because I am going to be doing the video on this build here soon for you guys. And this is the Dervish. And like I said, this thing is just made to play a damage dealer mostly. But if you need to be anything else, you can, because you have the tools in your toolkit to do all these different things. Solo play, tank, heal, and all that. If you need to adjust your attributes, you can also do that by going to the shrines and changing your health from more stamina into more health, or more health into more magicka, because you want to focus more on being a healer than you do a damage dealer. It just depends on how you choose to play your character. I can't tell you how to play, I can only show you. And I can show you the tools available. See, the whole point of a role-playing game is to become a better player, not to become the best player in the game with one role. It's to become a better player with the character that you're playing. So you can learn to do the things I just did. And that's all I'm trying to show you. Now, I get where people are saying that's misleading and misinforming, but I'm not misleading anyone. See, I'm just showing people how to play. I'm not telling them how to play. I'm not forcing them to play something they don't want to play. I'm showing them how to use tools in the game and use them to the most effective possible. And that's it. And I just wanted to do this video so I could clarify that for everyone. And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, you guys know what's coming next. Hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.